It was the first day of freshman year, and I had carefully prepared myself for the big day. I spent the summer planning out everything, from the outfit to how I would act. I wanted to make a good impression after all. This was high school, and first impressions mattered. I was ready, or at least I thought I was. Lunchtime rolled around, and I walked into the cafeteria with my tray in hand, scanning the room for a place to sit. The noise of the crowd made me even more nervous, but then I spotted a table with a few kids from my math class. They were talking and laughing, and they didn't seem too intimidating. I decided that would be my spot. I walked over to the table, balancing my tray in one hand, trying to look as confident as possible. But as I neared the table, I saw a chair slightly pulled out. Not wanting to be rude, I figured I could simply pull it back in and take my seat. That's when disaster struck. My foot caught on the leg of the table, and in an instant, my tray shot into the air. Spaghetti, sauce, and all flew through the air like some slow-motion disaster. I watched in horror as the tray flew directly into the lap of the kid sitting at the table. His white shirt was instantly covered in noodles, sauce, and bits of meatball. A bit even splashed onto his glasses. The entire cafeteria went silent. I was frozen, completely mortified. The kid, whose name I later found out was Ben, stood up, looking both shocked and embarrassed. His friends burst into laughter, and I felt the heat rush to my face. "I'm so sorry," I stammered, feeling the weight of everyone's eyes on me. "It was an accident. I didn't mean to." Ben gave me a tight-lipped smile and said, "It's fine," though he clearly wasn't fine. His shirt was ruined, and he didn't seem to know what to say. Meanwhile, his friends couldn't stop laughing, with one of them yelling, "Nice shot." The whole cafeteria seemed to find the whole thing hilarious, but I wanted to disappear. I quickly made my way to a seat in the back, trying to ignore the whispers and giggles that followed me. The rest of lunch was a blur. I felt like everyone was talking about me. I wanted to just hide, but I had to get through the rest of the day. The next day in class, Ben was there, sitting a few rows away. I could feel the weight of the previous day's disaster hanging in the air. Just when I thought it couldn't get worse, Ben leaned over and whispered, "You owe me a new shirt." My stomach sank. But then he grinned and said, "Just kidding." I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. We both laughed, and from then on, the incident became a funny story we could share. By the end of the year, I wasn't known as the girl who spilled spaghetti. I was the girl who survived it. And while it was embarrassing at the time, it turned into a memory I could laugh about. Sometimes, the most awkward moments end up being the ones you remember the most.